Howdy y'all, Wyrm here. Sorry if I sound a bit tired, but I was literally up all night watching the showcase and the live letter, so I'm pretty exhausted at this point, but I wanted to cover this just before I crash. Now, the Sage was the first announced job that we actually got in the showcase last night, and pretty much nobody expected the Sage actually to be coming. And if you had money on this, more than likely, if everybody had money on this, Sage would have been one of the last things. So somebody would have been made a millionaire, everybody else would have been poor. But we're not here to talk about the Sage. We're here to talk about the Melee DPS that they've confirmed is going to be coming up in the expansion. However, they haven't given it a name. It's going to be coming up in the Digital Fan Fest in a few months. However, I wanted to go over a few options of what these new Melee DPS could be. Primarily because there's not really a big pool of things it could be, but the Sage broke every expectation, so it could literally be anything. So let me go over a few of my thoughts on what this new Melee DPS could be. First, let's start with what we have. We have the Monk, we have the Dragoon, we have the Ninja, we have the Samurai. Not to mention all the classes that actually go into those jobs. That literally covers most of the bases that we actually have already. That leaves very few for a new Melee DPS actually to be added, which is why a Melee DPS wasn't really on the cards for us. We all expected it to be either a new mage or something else. But I digress. Let's go over a few of my thoughts on what this new Melee DPS could be. Okay, so my first and main choice is the Beastmaster. My main reason for this is we've seen the Beastmaster all over this expansion, particularly in the Bozan Southern Front. We've gotten multiple glimpses of what it is, what it could be as well. And particularly Leon as well, which is becoming a more interesting character the more he goes on. Now, the Beastmaster is a pretty unique one in that it's not really a tank. It uses an axe and a shield, but it acts more like a melee DPS. And they've got the pet as well, which gives them augmented abilities and access to a number of different toolkits as well. Now, the primary reasoning I'm bringing up the Beastmaster is because it stands out and is unique from the jobs that we have at the moment. That's my primary criteria. I'm looking for a melee DPS that stands apart from the others that we currently have. Just like the Sage, as they already stated, they wanted a healer that stood out from the crowd. They wanted to be unique, and they made the Sage unique, definitely, with a brand new weapon as well. So it's possible we could get a brand new Melee DPS, but in terms of it being based on a job itself, my guess is either the Beastmaster in its current form or a modified version which uses a set list of pets that we could actually get access to, similar to what the Summoner is. My second guess is Mystic Knight because it's a combination of both kind of a melee DPS and a caster, but hear me out on this one. It's primarily a melee DPS, but it uses magic to augment its weapon in order to actually give itself different abilities and strike the enemy with different abilities. Now, I've already spoken about the Mystic Knight in the past, primarily because it's like the Red Mage. However, I know most of its toolkit went into the development of the Red Mage because the Red Mage is something special. However, the Mystic Knight isn't just limited to white and black magic. It uses a number of elemental spells in order to augment its abilities, which is through the fusion of the Spellblade art. Now, it's unique and it's kind of like stands out from the crowd, which is why Mystic Knight is one of my primary guesses on what it could be. But the Beastmaster is still in front for me, but let's move on to the next one. The Sky Pirate, or aka Pirate, aka Swashbuckler. Now hear me out on this one because I know I'm showing you both there with a gun, but hear me out. The Pirate job is something unique that we don't really have. We have the Sky Pirate, but the Sky Pirate itself isn't limited to using a gun. It uses daggers, it uses swords in the Final Fantasy series, particularly the Tactics series. Now, my main guess as to why the Sky Pirate or Swashbuckler could be one of them is because I think it's kind of unique and it stands out from the other melee DPS. A one-handed sword user, or it could use dual blades, for example, similar to what the Ninja is, except these are one-handed swords. And it could actually just, a Swashbuckler would be something unique. It stands apart from the Dragoon, the Monk, it stands apart from the Ninja, it stands apart from them all. A Swashbuckler would be a simple enough melee that could act similar to the other jobs, but it stands out in its style with its weapon and its toolkit. So a pirate, aka Sky Pirate, also known as the Swashbuckler, is one of my main guesses as to what this could be. And to be honest guys, that's it. I've been going over all the jobs ever since it was announced that we're getting a Melee DPS. I've been racking my brain about it for hours. My brain's pretty fried at this point, so I can't really think of another. But I can't really think of another job that could possibly just match the criteria. I've been looking at all the jobs. I've been looking at the Onion Knight, the Divine Knight, the Soldier. I've been even looking at the Geomancer just to see if that could fit the Melee DPS criteria. It's possible, but I don't think so. I think the primary ones are the Beastmaster, then you have the Mystic Knight, and then you have the Sky Pirate, aka Swashbuckler. So that's it guys, that's my main guesses for this. This is only going to be a short video. I'm going to do a more in-depth video into what these Melee DPS could be, but I just wanted to get this out while my mind is still buzzed by everything that happened last night, and just before I crash literally right now and go to bed. So thanks guys for listening. Subscribe to my videos if you want to see more on this subject, and leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinions on what this Melee DPS could be. Thanks guys, have a good one. I'm going to bed.